E. Adam Jackson, Brick City, copyright violation evidence number 25. The book features the character Scottsboro and the historical background of his name, as well as how his dream embodies the African American struggle against racism. In the movie, there's a demonstration featuring my mentor, Imamu Amiri Baraka, and the People's Organization for Progress. They're representing the struggle by remembering the rebellion in Newark from 1967. Both have court trial scenes. The Scottsboro information in the book, how Scottsboro finds out about his name, has trial scenes. Both scenes have protest organizations that make a move to control their environment by patrolling the residential building and confronting criminals. So here, from page 46 of the book, we see that what name would? Scott didn't feel like explaining why and how he carried his mother's maiden name. No, I mean Scottsboro. It's very interesting. See, over in Vietnam, a lot of black guys took names like Kwame, Muhammad, you know, names with an African meaning. So I was wondering if you took the name yourself, or did your folks give it to you? Scott wanted to ask where the teacher got a name like Allen Allen. Instead, he said, from my folks. And what does Scottsboro mean anyway? Oh, you don't know, huh? Mr. Allen made the whistling sound. You're supposed to know that. I'll tell you what, that's your homework assignment. Okay, Scott said. Later, he picked up his books and walked into the long, dark, shiny hallway. When I go to page 56, we see that Scottsboro is learning more about his name. This is his mother. The scene talks about his mother, Ivy. But her biggest fear was connected to the reason that she had named her only son Scottsboro. She named him after that semi-legal lynching, that racial nightmare which occurred down south back in the day. Violet knew her history, and that was why she knew what Billie Holiday meant when she was singing about a strange fruit. Violet held deep within her soul a naturally fearful, motherly concern that if her brown son tried to walk strong through life, he could end up swinging from a rope like fruit on that tree of hate. So here we go into more about Scottsboro's name, talking about the history of the people known as the African Americans, the history of the United States embodied in this character, which in the movie they copied it into some of our great leaders in the city, but they still derived their scenes from the scenes of the Brick City book. From page 74. Scottsboro also had a heavy dream that night and didn't come out of it until a Klansman with a sheriff's badge looped a rope around his neck. Scottsboro had brought home a special book from the library. The book was about the famous court case of the 1930s that carried his name. And here I go on with the court case of the Scottsboro boys and the producers of Brick City. I would like to hear Lisa Durden talk about how they guided the actors into what they did every day. They used this to get ideas for how they were going to shoot their videos. Page 74, page 75. You'll see the similarities when you go to minute 31, second 36 of their video. And here it is. Episode 2 now.
Let's bow our heads for a moment of silence. Brother Amiri Baraka, give him a big hand. Brother Amiri Baraka. I want to just say 1967, people were fighting for black power. We have to see that all the stuff we went through, we got rid of the amnesios and the straight out white racists. Then we had to learn about the white racist Negroes. A Negro in there now, who's now a more educated white racist Negro. Cory Booker, Stanford University, him and Condoleezza, same place. Yale Law School, you understand? He's a Rhodes Scholar, you know what I mean? You know, and he was the president of the Oxford University Jewish Students Organization, if you can Get that in your head.
That's right.
So now he's come over here to help us. See, but he didn't come over here to help us. He came over here to serve us to the people he's helping.
That's right. That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hey.
Be careful what you wish for.
All right.
See, because it's not going to stop your struggle. It's going to be a higher level of struggle, but it's still going to be a struggle. And when Obama get in there, it's still going to be a struggle.
Hey.
Struggle ain't going to stop. Give Mary Barack a big hand.
No, the struggle is not going to stop. I'm not saying that anything that Brother Baraka was saying is untrue. However, they did use that scene of the struggle to copy the scenes of struggle that I put in my book through the character Scottsboro.